Welcome back to the NDS video blog series. In this video, we're talking about probation, drug, and alcohol testing. We'll highlight the different types of probation situations and the types of tests that are typically used. National Drug Screening provides probation drug testing for individuals needing an immediate or same-day drug test. We have locations across the United States. Most of our locations can provide drug or alcohol testing with negative results available the same day. Call 866-843-4545 to find a location near you. Court-ordered, probation, or pretrial drug tests can vary depending on the individual's offense and the severity of consequences. Usually, probation drug testing is random and could include anywhere from a 5-panel to a 12-panel drug test or even more, and it could also include alcohol testing. The most commonly abused and therefore the most commonly tested substances include marijuana, cocaine, PCP, opiates, amphetamines, barbiturates, and benzodiazepines. The first 5 substances just mentioned are included in the standard 5-panel drug test. If a drug test result is positive for any of the drug panels, National Drug Screening immediately sends it for additional GCMS confirmation testing by a SAMHSA certified laboratory, as well as having it reviewed by a medical review officer. An individual who receives a positive result will have the chance to communicate with the MRO who's responsible for reviewing their test result prior to the results being released. And during this communication with the MRO, they will have the opportunity to disclose and explain any prescriptions for medications that they're taking. Since just about any drug can be detected in the urine, it is common for probation officers to require observed or random drug tests as a condition of their probation. However, probation officers may choose to require a hair follicle drug test since they are more difficult to cheat and they can detect drug use over a longer period of time, sometimes up to 90 days. If you must refrain from alcohol consumption as a condition of your probation, then you will most likely be required to submit to continuous random alcohol tests to prove your sobriety. So let's talk specifically about urine drug testing for probation. Urine drug tests are the most inexpensive option for probation testing when determining recent drug use. Urine tests are an effective method while still being a cost-effective way for individuals and employers to detect nearly any drug in the system. One of the many advantages in using a urine analysis to test for drugs is that they can be detected almost immediately after use or consumption, since drugs make their way rapidly into a person's urine. And despite what you may have heard online or from a person you know, urine tests are difficult to cheat. As long as the urine test is administered properly, it is difficult, though not impossible, to cheat a urine test. Most of the instances you hear about an individual cheating a urine test is a result of an improperly administered test, not because a person found a way to cheat the system. Another advantage of a urine drug test is that it's always an option, whereas hair testing, for example, may not be readily available on every individual. And when someone consumes a drug, regardless of the method, the body metabolizes it. The metabolites, along with the drug itself, are then excreted into the body, including the urine. The drugs and their metabolites can then be detected when a lab analyzes an individual's urine sample, then reported to whoever ordered the test. While urine tests are effective in detecting most drugs used in the recent past, they may not be able to detect drug use more than a week prior to the test, since most drugs, except for marijuana, pass through a person's system in just a few days. The length of time a drug remains detectable through a urine test will be different for every person depending on their metabolism and the type of drug used. It can also be affected by the amount of fluids a person consumes and excretes since the drug was used. Marijuana can remain in a person's system for up to a month if the user consumes it heavily and consistently. And since any drug that is ingested is excreted through the urine, ordering a urine drug test for individuals on probation provides the most options for detecting drug use, and it is also the most affordable. National Drug Screening's urine drug tests are arranged in panels, usually 5 or 10, and include the most commonly used combinations of drugs. The standard 5-panel drug screen tests for marijuana, cocaine, PCP or phencyclidine, also known as angel dust, opiates, and amphetamines. Additional test panels are available upon request and can include any of the following drugs: propoxyphene, buprenorphine, ketamine, barbiturates, benzodiazepines, and more. You can also add alcohol testing to any urine test if necessary. Now, let's shift a bit and talk about hair follicle testing for probation. Hair follicle testing for individuals on probation is a more recent method of testing and is becoming more popular among the court systems and also employers. Many probation officers may opt for a hair follicle test since the detection period is much longer than that of a urine drug test. Hair follicle tests are forensic toxicology tests that can determine if an individual has consumed or used drugs in the past 90 days, though they cannot usually detect drug use within the most recent 2 to 4 days just before a test. Hair follicle drug screenings are generally used to determine chronic, recurring, or binge drug usage over an extended period of time. When a person ingests a drug, it enters the bloodstream while simultaneously metabolizing. Those metabolites also circulate through the blood along with the drug itself. And since blood nourishes a person's hair follicles, the ingested drugs and their metabolites are deposited into their hair follicles. And once the hair has grown out of the follicle enough, usually at least 5 to 7 days after drug use, the evidence of the drug remains intact and can be screened for. Evidence of ingested drugs will remain in the hair indefinitely unless the hair is cut. And contrary to the name of the hair follicle test, the follicle, or the root of the hair itself, is not actually tested. Only about the first 1.5 inches of hair from the base of the scalp is tested. And if a person's head hair is less than 1.5 inches, then the test can be done using other body hair. That is one of the downsides of the hair follicle test. If a person doesn't have any hair on their body that's at least 1.5 inches long, then the test cannot be done. And let's wrap up this video by discussing alcohol testing while on probation. Alcohol testing is another form of forensic screening that can detect alcohol or its metabolites in an individual so that a probation officer can assess their history of prior consumption or their current level of intoxication. Alcohol testing can be done using a variety of methods, including breath, blood, urine, hair, or hand specimens. Hair testing can be used to detect ETG alcohol. The type of alcohol test used is determined by the circumstances. If immediate results are necessary, then a breath alcohol test can be administered to instantly determine a person's current blood alcohol level. If same-day results are not necessary, or if a longer time period is needed to determine recent past use, then blood, hair, urine, or nail specimens can be sent to an appropriately certified laboratory to identify alcohol consumption with varying windows of detection and sensitivities. Many of National Drug Screening's drug and alcohol testing centers offer immediate or same-day results. If an individual fails a probation drug test, the consequences can be severe. Court-ordered testing is one of our specialties, including probation drug testing. Other situations that we assist with include drug tests for child custody cases, drug tests for child protective agencies, drug tests for divorce cases, and drug tests upon attorney requests. Your court-ordered or probation drug tests are available with just one phone call and same-day service. Failing a court-ordered drug test can result in more stringent restrictions, which can include being required to enter a drug rehab program or even jail time. That is why it is very important to take probation drug tests very seriously, because the courts certainly will. If you require a drug or alcohol test for probation or other court-ordered testing, we can help. Contact National Drug Screening today at 866-843-4545 or visit our website at nationaldrugscreening.com. And as always, thanks for watching today's video. We truly hope it gave you some important information that you were looking for. Stay tuned for our upcoming videos by subscribing to the NDS YouTube channel. And remember, you can quickly visit our full YouTube channel by simply visiting drugtestvideos.com. Till next time, hit that like button on this video if you found it helpful in any way, and be sure to subscribe to the NDS channel if you haven't already.